Got a lot of time on your hands? Video games are known to be addicting. If they are really good, it is easy to just play them over and over to discover all their secrets. However, there are some games that take time to the next level. There are gamers who have spent more than 500 hours on the games we are about to list. Now, we know these games can actually be beaten rather quickly if you only do the main quest line. However, open world games are filled with side quests, and that is the main reason they can take a long time. These are the games that can take the longest due to their amount of side quests and exploration. What makes this game unique is its dedication to historical accuracy of 15th century Bohemia. You also play more of a medieval loser than a hero like Link or the Dragonborn. The game forces you to take your time through combat and not just run in like you would in other games. The longest recorded playthrough on How Long to Beat's website is for the Xbox One at 221 hours, but only 10 people were polled for those numbers. Many have said it is not a game for everyone since it takes a lot of patience. If you stick to the main story, this game can be beaten rather quickly. However, the open world allows you to play for hundreds of hours. There are hidden dungeons, optional bosses, side quests, fishing, cooking, photography, and tons of little bonuses to find, such as car modifications and weapons. One of the optional bosses is also infamously known as one of the longest Final Fantasy bosses to beat. There was even an article about how long and grueling this boss on Polygon. Apparently, there is a rumor that the optional boss takes 72 hours to beat. Wow. Fallout is the Elder Scrolls apocalyptic sibling. Like Skyrim, Fallout 4 is an easy game to lose yourself in. There is a ton to explore and do. You can easily dedicate 5 hours to just building a house for an NPC or spend hundreds of hours on various mods that fans have made. Players have easily played more than 500 hours on this game and 500 more with just DLC and mods. What really boosted this game to take longer than its predecessors is the settlements. You can easily work on those for hours. The third Witcher game completely revolutionized the world it took place in. The towns, fields, forests, and cities became enormous and filled with quests. It is needless to even say that the game deserves to be on this list. There is even a Kotaku article about someone who played 1,800 hours of the game. That is about 77 days straight. Obviously, that is not normal, but it is a fact, and it happened. Mods and DLC definitely always help. Breath of the Wild was a huge and welcome change to the Legend of Zelda formula. You could climb mountains, explore temples, cook meals, ride animals, and even build a house. The world was a delight to explore as there was so much hidden around. Anyone who wanted to 100% the game had a huge project on their hands. Some have played for so long, but still do not want to go save Zelda because they do not want the game to end. Of course, Skyrim made the queue for one of the longest open world games out there. It is not unusual to have known someone who was constantly playing this game for months. The land feels like an endless expanse of caves, forts, and castles to explore. You can take up so many different skills and do so many quests. Adding on DLC and mods makes it to the point where spending over 1,000 hours on this game is not unheard of. According to the website, How Long to Beat, the longest playtime recorded for Horizon Zero Dawn is 135 hours. At least that is just according to a poll of about 2,000 people. That is just the base game though. For the complete edition, the website statistics go up to 200 hours. Of course speedruns exist, but even those can get as long as 20 hours. For real addicts, it takes about 2 days without sunlight to beat. The longest playthrough of this game, according to a 200-person poll for the Xbox One, is 121 hours. It all depends on the playstyle though, as the quickest run-throughs are down to just 10 to 15 hours. The key is whether the player wants the side content or not. It can be pretty addicting to hunt orcs, get all the collectibles, and make yourself as strong as possible. You also need to do some of the side content to get abilities that make combat easier. In a poll of about 620 players, the longest run-through of this game took 350 hours. Players who have rushed through this game gets it down to 50 hours, which is incredible since 50 hours is still about the length of a long game for some. Doing the side content such as the kill or fetch quests nearly triples your playtime, and a typical playthrough is about 80 hours. The defining part of this JRPG series is exploring huge environments, which is part of why the game takes so long to beat. Like the Animal Crossing games, this is a video game that does not ever get beaten. You decide your own goals, your own quests, and what you build. There is no one around you to tell you what to do the whole time. So many players just build, play together, and sometimes even turn their gameplay into watchable episodes on YouTube. Your only limit is your patience and imagination. Players have been very ambitious too, recreating famous buildings and even levels from other video games. The game is constantly updating too, so it can be hard to get bored.